So recently, you had an oil change on your car.
Oh God.
What? Tell me,
Yes, I did.
what did you feel needed an oil change? Is it?
The notification went off on the car.
Okay.
On the dash. Yeah. So I actually originally, I was like, let's do a quick search and see if we can do it ourselves. Looked on YouTube, looked easy enough. So I got the oil, I got the oil catcher, I even got an oil filter, and then I tried to do it myself, and then I couldn't get the actual bolt underneath the car off, even with the tools that I had.
One. Yeah.
That was problem number one. And then I just keep trying, like, because I thought maybe if I just try a little bit harder, turn it, nothing was moving. So I was like, fuck it, we'll go get some more tools tomorrow. So I got some tools, and even with the tools, couldn't get it off. So I was like, well, fuck this. I ended up looking online, someone that could do it at the house, just because of working and all that. I don't want to go to see a mechanic and then wait hours on end just for them to do the car.
Mm.
So I had someone come over after work, actually finish work early, just so they can get it done. And the guy happened to be Filipino. They showed up to the house.
Wow, what are the odds of that?
I could tell straight away by his accent that he was Filipino.
So did he move over to Australia then, or was he just Filipino descent then and lives over here?
Yeah, he moved over to Perth. So he'd been in Perth a little bit less than I had been. I think he said 2013. Not entirely sure, but yeah, he'd been here a while. And we had a bit of a chit chat. And I asked him, would he ever go back to the Philippines? And he said no. He said he loves his life here. Actually, he lived in, I think he said Dubai, doing the same line of work. So he lived there for a few years as well. He hadn't been back to the Philippines, I think it was like 20 years or something.
Oh my
More than 20
God.
years. Yeah, like over half his life.
So if he's only been in Perth for like...
I think he lived in Dubai. And I'm not sure if he moved back to Perth straight away, if he went back to the Philippines and then came back. Because I'm pretty sure he's visited since the whole move. But he hasn't lived in the Philippines for over 20 years.
Ah, okay. What reasons did he give, if any, for not wanting to move back?
I'd say one of the main reasons is money.
That makes sense.
I think he just loves what he does for a living. Just being a mechanic. But
so you're there going, oh, have you heard of me?
I can't remember how it came about, but Mum was
there with your
also
2 pieces of podcast mug going, oh, this whole thing.
Mum was also present, and I don't know, we're talking about Filipino songs. I think I asked him what his favorite Filipino song was, and he brought up the whole I asked him what his favorite artist was, and it was Regine Velasquez, your queen. And I was like, yeah, I know Regine. He was so amazed that I knew what OPM music was, and that he brought up the whole Ogie, and he started talking about their life. Like, he knows a lot of details about their life, as most Filipino fans do. And I told him that I actually met Ogie that one time at ASAP.
Yeah.
And then he was just like flipping out. He's like, how did you meet him? When? Where? And then I think Mum dropped the whole YouTube thing about me vlogging, because he also brought up like people that he watches on YouTube, people that I should check out. And then Mum said, yeah, that's what he does. And he's like, you're a vlogger. And then all this information started spilling out. I gave him one of my cards. And then
Of course you did.
Yeah, and then he wanted to look it up there on the spot. So I showed him. We watched my Philippines season 5 trailer, and he's just amazed at like all these celebrities that he's seen. And then that just set him off. He started talking about girls in the Philippines, Filipinas.
Oh yes.
Because he asked if I had a partner. I said no.
Happily single.
And then he started talking about how Filipinas are the perfect life partner. Like they'll do anything for you. They're the most loyal, good cooks, and they will take care of you as in take care of this. And I was like, oh my god, because he wasn't discreet about it.
No.
He was just saying like he used all the terminology and everything. I'm just like, mate, my mum is right here. What are you doing to me?
God.
I feel so uncomfortable right now.
That's brilliant.
It was fine us talking about it, but once mum came into the shed, I'm like, no, please fucking stop.
Jesus.
And I just sat there. I stopped talking. I just said, this man, just keep going. I just looked at mum. I was like, oh, fuck. She's learning it all.
That's why Shay keeps going back.
I didn't want to say that. I was just trying to play it off. I was like, yeah. I was just like, yeah, he's not wrong. But yeah, that's where I just stopped talking. I'm like, mate, just let him get it out. Get it out brilliant. And fuck off.
Yeah.
Finish the car. Get the fuck out of here. But his name's Archie. He's my new go-to mechanic.
Oh, so nice.
When my car needs a service next time, I'll give him a text, and good to go.
And he's talking to his mates like, oh, this celebrity vlogger from Perth.
But he knows where I live. He knows where I live.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
That's partly why I didn't really want to say anything. I was just like, I like to be careful, especially.
It's weird, how like you know, the Philippines and everything we've done and do there. It's kind of like it is on the channel as well. It is like having two lives running parallel, and it's weird when it kind of blends a little bit, like it has in that situation, like when that world kind of bleeds over into yours, really.
Yeah, because I don't mind doing like certain vlogs with my friends, because if they're going to be my friend, they need to know this about me.
Yeah.
And them being my friend, they know if we're doing something fun, if you're at my house and I feel like vlogging while I'm half pissed, well, we're going to vlog and you're going to be in it. And that's just how it's going to be. But when it's like a stranger and they're basically at your house, you kind of want to keep the two separate. Even I'm going to have a new boss soon at work, so I'm going to try and keep it separate.
Yeah.
So I try and keep the two, but sometimes, it's hard. They cross over. Like I like to keep what I do online in the Philippines. Unless it's something that's like the Barrio Fiesta. That's okay because it's out in public.
Yeah. But it's also, even though it's on home turf, it's still, I find that strange still, because it's like, I'm in the Philippines, but I'm not. I'm enjoying the food, but I'm not in the Philippines. I'm seeing the people, but I'm not in the Philippines. It's strange, eh?
And when I'm vlogging, I feel like I'm in the Philippines.
Right, yeah. I had exactly the same experience
As soon as I get home, we're not in the Philippines. I'm editing this video. It's like I'm in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
mad.
It's weird.
It's great though, the fact that they can make it feel so homely for the Filipinos.
Yeah.
And, it's maybe we've been to the Philippines, we know, we've experienced it, but for many people who maybe haven't been, maybe who have partners who are Filipino who went to the barrio, they might just not realize how close to home, I suppose, it is for Filipino. Unless they've been, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And for us being at these sorts of events in our hometowns, we're more in tune with ourselves in the Philippines.
It's like getting
that version of ourselves.
It's getting your Filipino fix without having to spend the money to go there.
Yes.
Isn't it? I mean, you're lucky because it's, Australia's case of coronavirus is quite small or quite low, I guess, in Perth. Our barrio this year has been cancelled, so if it was on, I'd definitely go. So you're quite lucky you got to experience that. It's the first one as well in Perth, isn't it?
First one, and there's a local concert coming up with local Filipino singers.
Oh, nice.
So I think tickets are only like $35. I think it's at a church though, but it doesn't look like a church. It looks like a proper a venue for just concerts. So I'm thinking of going.
Yeah, definitely.
Because a lot of the singers that were at Barrio will be performing there. So I think I'll ask Mr. Whippy, see if he wants to go.
Yeah. That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah, get some local talent. And because he knows one of the singers too.
That's true.
So
it'd be good if you actually get to sort of get more involved with some of these artists because they'll have
I know,
connections.
but I realize like none of them know who I am. Not that they should know who I am, but they don't. I don't think they don't know who I am, so they don't know what I do and what I could actually do for them.
Which I think can work to your advantage because if it's a good talking point and it's a good way to connect with people. And I think if they start seeing you around more often, like if they're performing at different venues, different dates, and they keep seeing you, you're not just a random, craze in the corner there. That you're a genuine person with a purpose. And I think that might help encourage them to do more with you.
The thing I've noticed about attending some of these things and being a part of the groups on Facebook, they stay very close to each other. So they kind of, I don't know if they let many like outsiders into the whole circle, because I noticed it's just strictly Filipino at this point. I even reached out to one of the organizers who's been organizing all of these concerts, and they never got back to me. I don't want to keep reaching out to them either if they're not going to get back to me about certain things as well. Same for the artists that perform. I don't want to take their route again, although I may have to try and maneuver my way in there. But yeah, I think you're right. If I just show up and...
I mean, the fact that you got Mr. Whippy who knows somebody, that's kind of like your way in, really.
Yeah. But I don't feel like I should need Mr. Whippy for a way in.
No, but it doesn't hurt to help anyway.
He just happened to work with one of the singers. So maybe we'll see.